Our story begins with Leo. Leo was an orphan and he believed that nobody would ever love him. His parents abandoned him when he was a baby, and the rest of his family refused to take care of him, so they gave Leo away to an orphanage. Over time, this belief and loneliness turned him into a boy full of hate. He was cruel with the rest of the kids that live in the orphanage, and he did not understand it back then, but they were his only family.
One day he came back into his room ready to go to sleep when he noticed something strange. There was a box that had not been there before. Curious, he opened the box and a figure appeared in his room. Leo tried to hide, but he realized he could not escape from it. The spirit introduced himself as Cecil. He was a white-haired man that started to tell him all about the mystical Mayan culture. Leo was sure this was all a dream, and this is how our adventure begins. Inside the box, there was a map. He decided that he needed to follow Cecil's instructions to discover what the map meant, so he took the first train to Quintana Roo.
As soon as he arrived, he followed the map and came upon the sparkling water of a cenote. The spirit once again appeared and told him to dive into the water. Leo did as he was told, and once he was under the water, he started to see his happiest moments at the orphanage. They had been a long time ago, and he had forgotten all about them. A warm feeling of nostalgia started to tug in his heart, but he pushed it away. He didn't want to get attached to the memories.
Then, Cecil took him to the hidden temple in Tulum called Colotic, which means bravery. There, he met the eagle Huitzin, who taught him the second lesson. The eagle said, "Life is unpredictable.
We all live experiences that change us, and often it is terrifying that uncertainty and fragility of it. However, we can always learn from the bad because it makes us stronger. The choice between overcoming fear or letting it conquer us depends on each of us. The life of an eagle is difficult since we are born. We jump out of the nest a few days after birth, and we have to learn to fly in the fall. Don't be afraid, Leo."
After that, Cecile took Leo to a big willow. The willow was so full of crows, you couldn't even see the leaves below. Cecile began to speak. "You are like this tree. The pain and resentment that you have for your parents has become a heavy load. Having all these birds around you has made you lose sight of your own greatness. Free yourself from that weight that's preventing you from finding the greatness that you carry inside." As he said this, the crows flew away and revealed a beautiful tree.
Leo couldn't stop the tears that ran through his face, and he cried until he fell asleep. Cecil woke him up the next morning and told him he was ready for the last lesson. Leo and Cecil came upon a long corridor, and they walked until they got to the end of it where a dusty mirror stood. Cecil cleaned up and told him to take a look carefully. Leo observed his own face and couldn't understand. Cecil talked. "What you see is a solution to all your problems. That is you. You are the only person who can take charge of your life and change it. You build your way. Maybe now you do not see it, but in the future you will. Your past was not easy, but the future is your choice."
So Leo chose, and he chose to get back on the train and go back to the orphanage. He had found himself, and he was ready to show the others he could smile again.